This is a 2025 Ram 2500 Tradesman. And I gotta admit to you guys, this is a cool spec truck. I borrowed it from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. It is available for sale. Let's go and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options and features on this build. At the very top is the description. Base price comes in at $52,115. And then here is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see all of it. Starting off the options is the granite crystal paint for $295. Fifth wheel prep is $545. Tradesman level 1 is $22.95. And this one does have the auxiliary switches, rear wheelhouse liners, upfitter module for $345. Destination comes in at $2,095 with a total base price of $58,130. And be sure to check out the warranty coverage. So you can buy this for under $60,000 before discounts. Not bad. Now granted, it does have the 6.4 liter HEMI, but it's not a bad thing because it does have an 8-speed transmission behind it. So all in all, for a tradesman, this is a really nice build. For 2025, you now have standard premium headlights. Yes, and that includes the turn signals as well. Adaptive cruise control comes standard, and this one does have the front parking sensors. Black recovery hooks. Here's a quick peek at the suspension. Solid front axle. And then here are your tires. These are the Firestone Transforce HTs LT 245/70/17. So 17-inch wheel. Blacked out, already done for you. And 3,000 pounds of capacity for these tires, 80 PSI cold. So if I were buying this truck for towing, I would probably switch these off pretty quickly. Now all your badging is finished in work truck black. Black mirror caps, door handles. This one has the fixed running boards down below. You guys can probably tell too. They give you the turn signal on the mirrors. Here's one more look at those fixed running boards too. Also, heat for both mirrors and power, so you can power this convex. If you spent $107,000 for a Ford truck, you can't power that convex like the Rams. Just saying. 6'4" bed. It's gonna have a 31-gallon fuel tank. If you get a long bed, you have an option for a 50-gallon. And then here's a quick peek at that framing. These liners out back were an option, and they're a must-have for me. You have that coiled suspension out back. Now they do not give you the full LED tail lights. However, you still have LED license plate lights, more of that blackout for the badging and work truck black. Class 5 hitch, parking sensors, and this truck's gonna have a 373, and it has a Bilstein shock right there. Matching, looks like matching wheel and tire. You guys see those disc brakes out back? There is a camera and a light if you hook up your trailer at night. This is not an assisted tailgate. No bed lights. Fifth wheel prep package. And they give you the 7 and 4 pin right here. And power. By the way, you have a power sliding rear glass with defrost. Incandescent bulbs up there. And here is a side view of the truck. Someone actually asked a really good question and gave me some information about this engine. They basically said that in the owner's manual, it does say 87 is okay to use in this engine. Before that, it used to be 89. So it used to have 409 horsepower, now it has 405 horsepower. And it's probably in part to them allowing this to run on 87 octane, right? Or you can always use 87, but 89 is what they recommended. So maybe that's why the power did go down slightly. I would like to see some updates with this V8. These V8s have just not gotten any love lately because they've been trying to neuter them with all the EGR and all this other emissions crap and potentially a particulate filter. But yeah, this engine puts out 405 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque. Does take a 0W40 oil, and what's behind it is that ZF transmission. They've had that since 2019, however. It's an 8-speed. It's the 8HP 75. Very, very, very good transmission. Regardless of what people say about these trucks, sometimes people just say whatever they want to say in the comment section, but this is a really, really healthy powertrain. My only recommendation is if I had the V8 gas, I would probably just run it with the gear limiter and locked in 8th gear so that the MDS doesn't come on, which is the cylinder deactivation. Let's check out the interior. Here is the interior. You have those auto up and down front windows. You have to hold it for the rears. Power door locks. You have the lockout too for the windows. And as I said, you can power that convex. No power folding, no power tow mode, as I said. And here are some of the other controls. No power seat. I would like to see at least a way to lift the seat up for those shorter people like my wife, for example. She would hate this truck. You just have a vinyl steering wheel. They do give you some holes, which should help with helping your hands not to sweat too much. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. Open storage right here. Oh, finally. Some trucks have this, some don't. So this is for a bed camper. So consumer information, be sure to pause it. I don't know why every truck doesn't have this, but it does show that you have up to 2,230 pounds of capacity for this. And then here's the bottom of it. So yeah, I wish that most trucks or all trucks came with this paper, but they don't, because I would like to see, you know, what they recommend. Obviously all hard plastic on the dash. Out back, no seat back pockets, which is silly to me. No 60/40 bench, which is silly to me. And no center armrest, which, I mean, that's hit or miss for some people. I like it to keep my kids from fighting. But you have all the storage down below here, air vents there. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the front. By the way, you guys see how this has a black headliner? I just did a review on a Longhorn and it had a lighter color roof, which is too funny to me. Push button start does come standard. Here's your full drive system. So you have 4 high, 4 low. Adaptive cruise control, as I said, comes standard. Here's your gear limiter to lock out that MDS, which is the multi-displacement system. This is how you control your small screen there. And I do like the analog gauges too. 12-inch display. It's a nice add to this interior, by the way. Auxiliary switches down there. You guys see tow haul, traction control, and you have those buttons to disable your parking sensors. This is the only camera on the exterior. By the way, down below in this menu, you can move things around. Now, you don't have, you know, a lot of buttons for the climate on the outside, so you would go here. But if you would like to sync it and you're not on that page, you could come up here, click on the low, and you can sync it that way too. I don't know which one's faster, but that is another option for you if you like. If you go to vehicle, they do give you an auto dimming mirror and towing pages right here. I need to bring my trailer here to see if we can get this to come on. Also off-road pages. One thing I like about this page is it shows you the altitude that you're at. It shows you all your gauges. This is good to keep an eye on your oil and obviously your transmission when you're potentially doing rock climbing with a heavy HD truck. Down below you see the USBs, and right here this comes into a 6-passenger. This doesn't lock in, and I actually like that this doesn't lock in, although I wonder if it would be a safety hazard if like someone's sitting here, if we were to get an accident, this were to like to come down with them. I don't know. Something that Rams should maybe look at maybe. coin holders down there. 115 volt power plug. This is the only one in the interior. And if you put this back down, this is wrapped in like a vinyl material. A little bit of storage and USB right there. Last thing I'll show you guys. In this screen, they give you a few screens that you can take a look at. I like this one because it shows you a lot of nice information in here. Good stuff. And let's go ahead and check out the Payload, because I'm sure that's what you guys would like to see. And then that would pretty much end the video. By the way, no LED interior lights. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 5,500 pounds. The rear is going to be 6,000 pounds. 10,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating and 17 by 7.5 wide wheels. And then all-in payload is pretty decent at 3,184 pounds. You guys see the tire pressure? It's going to be 75 in the front, 80 in the rear. Huh. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss the package because that tire pressure seemed kind of high, but this is a work truck, and I mean, these tires, I'll be honest with you guys, don't have that much capacity, so they kind of have to max it out for this heavier truck. But be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Make sure your bell notifications are on. See you guys soon.